Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's going on? Sugar Bear, TP. What's going on? Lady Wrench. Yvonne, man. Mrs. G. What's up, Miss G? Kobe knows. Salute to Kobe knows. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Mrs. Eve. Solstice. Welcome to another Wabbit Crime Network parole board reaction. And if you haven't subbed up yet, sub up to Wabbit Crime Network 2. Wabbit Crime Network 2. WCN 2. Formerly known as Sis Got a Wrench 6.0. Kicking it with Stone. Stone, what's going on? GWB in the building. James from Wabbit Brown, what's going on? Salute to you. Oh, yeah. So we got some voting we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be voting today on a couple cases. Couple of them, not too much. Uh, watch some parole board hearings, but Desmond G, what's going on, man? We're gonna do some other content on the Web of Crime Network too. We're gonna be covering different trials and stuff and different court cases, not just parole board hearings. So we'll be doing parole board over here. But thank you, Jensen Webber Brown. You like the steady. Um, we'll be doing parole board over here, but as far as the other stuff, we're gonna be doing over there. Like I have a few thoughts on the uh the trial that's been going on the YSL. I have a few thoughts on that. So uh my thoughts on those type of content will be on the WCN2. Let me put the link in the chat so that people can find it. Put the link in the chat. I haven't put no content on it yet, but content will be coming soon. Oh. And do remember, we got the Wabbit Crime Network Discord, and we also got the We the Wabbit store where you can get Wabbit Crime Network merch. And I'm not hearing it. May I hear it? I can't hear it. There you go. There you go. T, what's up, T? Kiss my cheeks. What's going on? Highly favored. Highly favored. What's going on, highly favored? Foxy Brown. Good afternoon. Yeah, so we got the WCN2. Um, we doing some content over there. Also, there's another page called Ride NYC. You guys might want to check it out. We got some New York City tours. You're gonna be seeing some bike lane tours coming up soon. Some mall tours. So if you've never been to New York City, or if you haven't been to New York City in a while and you want to see what it looks like, I'm gonna be taking you to some places, man. And some places some people won't go. So I'm gonna take you out to some places. So y'all can see what it looks like in the neighborhoods for the people that might not know. So we got a couple cases today. We're gonna go through. As you know, We watched the Louisiana parole board hearings. We all learned a lot from how these pardons and these hearings go as far as people getting released on parole, which is much different than them being convicted of a crime and going to getting sentenced and going to jail. Parole is mainly focused on rehabilitation and whether or not you've changed. So sometimes even the most craziest crimes people have committed, they might get granted parole, depending on their behavior and the time they've been in jail. So some people don't got that option though, but some people do. So it's interesting experience to watch it happen. You haven't been to New York City since the tunnel days? Whoa. You didn't get one right? Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. The chat definitely gets to interact, and the chat gets to vote and see if they might be in line with the judges. So we're gonna watch our first one. We're gonna watch our first one and see how it goes. See if it's interesting and if if we're right. So I'm gonna get us there. I'm gonna take us there. Shout out to the chat. All right, let's get ready. First one.
David Carter, DOC number 76767, first class offender, second degree murder. Since date 2/12/1974. Let's see, not eligible sentence to life. Your sentence was, let's see here, hold up, let me get the right one right here.
Let's get it together.
Parole eligibility date 8/1/2017. No good time, full term life. Does that sound correct?
No good time, full term life. It sounds like he's been locked up since 1974, if I'm not mistaken. And his parole was 2017. Man, all right, parole eligibility 2017.
All right, would you answer, Mr. Jones, please?
No good time.
Good morning, Mr. Carter.
I don't think. Wait. If you got a life sentence, I'm not sure if you're eligible for good time. A lot of them guys, they're not eligible for no program. If you get, because what I was hearing is from some of them is that because of how much time they got, they don't even offer them certain programs. Like it don't make no sense. You getting good time, you got life. I guess that's how it go. I guess that's how it go. Cause no.
How are you, sir?
Good.
Looking at your disciplinary record, you have 107 write-ups, but
Did he say 107 write-ups? Well, Uncle L, what's up? I guess he realized. I guess he figured like it's life. While out. 107 write-ups. I mean, like man, I ain't going home. I guess I hey. What I realize is a lot of times they think about the parole board when it gets close. So when they just go in to do their time in the beginning, man, they ain't think about none of that. They just frustrated. That's from what I hear a lot of them say.
in, when was it? In 2005 was your last one. Before that, it was one or two a year usually, adding up. More than that, some years.
Hey, 2005 was his last write-up. That's not bad.
What happened in 2005?
Well, I got rolled up for
I don't care about the write-up. I care about, I'm asking why is it that you stopped getting write-ups in 2005?
So when I got that last write up, I decided that I was going to try to get myself together and go forward. I didn't want to go backwards anymore because the write up that I had received in 2005, I had got backlogged for for lockdown, for not suspended for 90 days. So once I got out of that situation, I said to myself that I was going to try to do what I had to do to keep from going backwards.
How long you been locked up, Mr. Carter?
46 years.
46 years. Did he say 46 years? Gotta make sure I heard that properly.
Keep from going backwards.
How long you been locked up, Mr. Carter?
46 years.
46 years, bro. Man. That's a long time. That's a long time.
And as I recall, you were 18 when you committed this crime?
Yes, sir.
His entire adult life, he ain't had no adult life outside.
It is, on reading the report we have, it appears to be a pretty senseless crime.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what do you attribute it to?
Sir?
Tell me why you did it. Why you thought you needed to do it.
Well, to be honest with you, at the time, when I committed the crime, and I know that it was wrong for me to do that because I had no right to commit the crime for us. But it was it occurred during the robbery, and that wind up I got myself in that position. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going sit there and blame anyone or make any excuses or fault anybody for something that I have done. I know it was wrong, but when I
All right, Mr. Carter.
I don't know if that was a sufficient enough answer for me.
Have you got your GED?
Well, I graduated once I got back in school. I graduated out of this class, so I had graduated to taking the high set, but due to the COVID, I get homework doing every week. I get homework for class.
Well, so if things opened up, you'd be able to take the test and pass it, you think?
I mean, I have to study this.
His original crime was 1974, it seems like. It is what it is. What's going on? His original crime seems to be like in 1974. D. Grant.
A bit more, it's different, than usual. But I mean, I did well, for the little time that I got back in there. I did real good, because I started out in literacy class when I got back in there.
And when did you start literacy class?
That was last year. I started.
Why in the world did it take you so long to do that?
He's been locked up 46 years, and he took literacy class in the 45th year.
get back in school.
Yeah.
Well, when I first came, came to prison, I involved myself in a lot of, things that, kept me from getting where I needed to be, and once I had, changed, which when I first came, a lot of things wasn't off at the time too, like it is now. I mean, it's a lot different now, but it wasn't no excuse for me not being able to, do what I had to do to get what I needed. So now, that I had taken all the classes that I have taken, to better myself, and it helped me out.
All right, Mr. Carter, that's all the questions I have.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Marabella?
Mr. Carter, how are you today?
Pretty good, sir.
Mr. Carter, you had a previous parole hearing a couple of years ago, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And at that time, you were denied for several reasons, one of which was you hadn't taken sufficient programs. What programs have you taken since your last parole was denied?
Programs.
I took victim awareness, inside out dad. I just graduated, last year from literacy, and now I have another certificate for helping during the COVID-19 pandemic. So
You've been thinking for a change,
yes, sir, I have that one.
substance abuse,
Yes, sir.
tell him.
Yes, sir. I have thank you for a change, substance abuse, anger management, living in balance, Melicott dad. I have a $100 pre-relief. I have
Mr. Carter, Mr. Jones asked you a minute ago about the offense itself. Tell me what you learned in victim awareness as it relates to what you did.
well, I learned in victim awareness. I never know who all my victim was. And when I had taken that class, it was hard because it messed me up because I never realized that I had that many victims involved in my situation before dealing with my crime. I didn't know that I had hurt that many people.
Okay.
So when I took that class, it helped me to learn something that I never known.
Were you drinking or doing drugs at the time of that offense?
No, sir. I never did drugs in my life, which I had did a little drinking on occasion, but it wasn't that I was no alcoholic or anything like that.
And what are your plans if you get a parole?
Well, my plans are to go to parole project for a while and get myself adjusted, to society, back to society, and give me a job, go to church and be with my family.
What kind of job are you hoping to get?
Well, construction or driving the truck,
Did they give
What
his
sort of
name?
skills have you learned? What sort of skills have
He did give his name in the beginning.
you learned while you've been in prison?
Oh, I learned it's many. I learned concreting, putting out concrete slabs. I put razor wire around the fence. I learned how to drive tractors, and since I've been up here, I worked at horse lot, breaking horses, training them.
Hmm.
I worked on the ranch crew for a little while.
Okay.
It's a lot of jobs, you know.
How's your health?
Kelsey, a while
Well,
ago,
okay, Mr.
I
Wise,
was
go ahead.
asking,
Thank God I'm in good shape right now. I mean, I don't take medication or nothing like that, you know.
All right. Thank you. That's all I've got.
Ms. Pearl Wise.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right. I just want to state for the record that you are age 65 now. Is that correct?
60.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. And no medication. That's great. We have been talking about the victims in the victim awareness class. I just want to state for the record that probation parole has indicated that your victim's wife is still opposed to your early release. She also indicated that she's had further loss, you know, in her family since the crime, and which has left her really alone. And I just wanted to state that on the record.
Yes, ma'am.
And you do have some law enforcement opposition. That's been, and of course the DA is here today, and we'll hear from him later. Do you have anything from the education department? What is the stance? Do they think you can get a high set or not? Have you had an assessment to determine that? What's the likelihood of you getting a high set?
No, ma'am. I haven't received anything. Like I said, I was enrolled in, you know, but I haven't, you know, once I graduated out of the lipstick, I enrolled.
Okay, so your assumption is they think that you can get a high school diploma. That's what you're thinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, that's all I had, Chairman.
All right, Mr. Jim Wise.
yes, sir. Hey, I was Warden Benoit. How long has he been a trustee?
Hang on one second. Happy birthday, Mr. Wise.
A class? Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Warden.
Steve, hey, Mr. Fairplay, what's up?
Okay. He first made it in 2002, and he lost it in 05 and made it right back in 05. About a month
What did you
after,
lose?
on that light, he lost it on that last write-up, and then about a month later, they gave him his trustee status back after that write-up. So,
Yes.
except for a month, he's 2002, he's been a trustee, except for a month. And
Yeah. Where you got him located right now, Warden?
he works at Camp F lives in Dorm 4, and he keeps the grass cutting all around the camp.
Yeah.
He's on a little grass crew that we have.
Well, and you've been down for 46 years. You say you used to work over at the horse barn?
Yes, sir.
What was your job title over there?
Well, my job was, you know, feeding the horses, you know, round them up in the mornings, you know, saddle them so they can, you know, be able to go out in the line, you know, when the lines go out.
Okay. If you used to get out, where would you live at?
Well, I'm gonna go to Parole Project first, and then after that, I live with my daughter for a while.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions.
Warden, do you have any other input?
I'm looking at his literacy record. He scored very low on his placement for the GED, so he would have a pretty good challenge right there to get his GED according to what he scored here. Other than that, no, he lives at Camp F, trustee. He's, you know, very quiet. We don't hear much out of him.
All right, thank you. All right, now we'll hear from Mr. Kerry Myers.
Good morning, Kerry Myers, Deputy Director, Louisiana Parole Project. Mr. Carter, as you know, was 18 years old when he committed this crime, and now he's 65. He's a first offender. He's been a trustee for 15 years consecutively, hasn't had a write-up in 15 years. Mr. Carter has, since his last hearing, availed himself of numerous programs, which the board had asked him to do. And we, as you know, Parole Project has a number of clients who have served in excess of 40 years at Mr. Carter's age. And we certainly are prepared to be able to help Mr. Carter, number one, assist him with immediate employment once he's finished with our intensive reintegration part. We can also help Mr. Carter achieve his high set. We can get him enrolled and assist him through that process if he'd like to pursue that. And we would certainly encourage that he does pursue that. Mr. Carter does have a plan to go live with his sister once we've determined that he has completed our program and ready to do so. So I would urge, based on Mr. Carter's record, that this board grant him parole, and certainly to Parole Project, where we will make his transition effective. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Carter.
Yes, sir.
Have to take off a mute there.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm addressing you all, and I'm asking for you to give him a chance, another chance at life. I understand he made mistakes when he was younger, and I've spent my whole life visiting him there in Angola. My children have grown up visiting him there, and now my grandchildren. I've seen a change in my father over the years, and I would like to be able to have him home with us. I understand that I can't erase what he did, and nor can he, but I'm asking if you could just find to give him a chance to be a part of society again, and to be a part of our lives outside of the prison walls. I understand that he has a good little ways to go, but I'm willing to be here to help him along with the Innocence Project, and to do whatever I can to help his transition back into society. And I thank you for hearing me.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Randy Meyer.
Good morning, Randy Meyer, Assistant DA Jefferson Parish. We're opposed due to the nature of the offense. He shot a man in the back in the victim opposition.
All right, thank you. Ms. Hogan, would you like to make a statement before, or you want to wrap it up at the end?
I'll wrap it up at the end.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Carter, would you like to make a statement?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Since that, since the time of the incident that I, crime I committed, I mean, I know many times I wish that I could go back and change, what I have done, and, like, I know, since then, since the times that, I took those classes, I had come a long ways, to better myself and, help myself, get together, to move forward, not move backwards, to keep going and do what I have to do to better myself and get better, I know I have, I know that I'm continue on to do what I have to do to better myself. But if the board give me another chance to get back in society, I know that I will be a law-abiding person, and because I follow the rules and I respect the law, you know. And, I'm hoping that the board will give me a chance, another chance. I know what I did, was wrong, and I know that's something that I have to live with the rest of my life, knowing what I have done, and all the pain that I caused, so many people, So I would, I would hope that the board, find it, that they can give me another chance.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hogan.
Yes, Mr. Kelsey. Just to note that Mr. Carter pled guilty to this offense when it was a crime he committed when he was 18 years old, and he pled guilty as charged and was sentenced originally to life with parole after 20 years. He's always accepted responsibility for his actions, and you hear from his statement today that he continues to accept that responsibility. He's able to follow directions and suggestions. 2 years ago, this board told him that he had insufficient programming. And so he responded by taking no less than 8 different classes in the last 2 years and getting those programs that he listed. Also, Mr. Carter has continued to work even during the pandemic and the quarantine. So he's been recognized for outstanding work and assistance to Angola during the pandemic. And Mr. Carter also has a solid reentry plan with the Parole Project. He has family support. He has daughter. He has extended family. He has children, grandchildren that are all willing to support him. And so he's still young and healthy enough to seek employment. He's 64 years old, not taking any medications. So now is a very appropriate time to release Mr. Carter. He's still employable. He can still work hard, and as he stated, be a law-abiding, productive member of society. For those reasons, we would ask the board grant Mr. Carter with any conditions it deems appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, is the panel prepared to vote?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
All right, is the panel prepared to vote? Mr. Let's get our stopwatch ready. That sucks. That works with that. That's some bullshit. Not to get my stopwatch on this thing. Here it goes. All right. We're gonna start it right now. Let me put the poll in the chat. Give y'all 2 minutes to vote. Will the judges grant parole in this case? What y'all think? Let me know what y'all think. I can tell you what I think. I think it's 46 years. I think they're gonna be like, yeah. 46 years is a long fucking time. Excuse my language, but yep. 46, so I'm thinking, yeah. We gonna need context on why he shot dude in the back. Well, at this point, you kind of don't, because it's been so long that all you need to know is, has he changed? Now, but I was looking up the information, but it seems like it's been so long that they don't really got no. I can't find nothing on that case. Nothing that pops up immediately. He got locked up when he was 25 for murder. Mm. Now he got locked up when he was 18. Yeah, I've been looking in the details. I've been looking it up. I'm seeing some other people, but it seems in the 70s. I don't know if unless it'd be some archived newspaper shit, but I'm not seeing nothing for him for that time period. I'm not seeing nothing for him. All right, get your votes in. We're about to end the poll in a second. Oh, he said no. I meant you get 25 years for murder. Right. You're right, but it must have been egregious, you know. All right, so let's see what the audience say in the poll. We got 13 votes. Will the judges grant parole in this case? 76% said yes, 23% said no. So most of y'all think he gonna get parole. Let's see what the judges say.
First, just to address the issue of victim opposition. According to the records I have, the last time there was any contact with the victim was 30 years ago, at which time his widow, the victim's widow, objected and said she thought he ought to serve for the rest of his life. But nothing that I know of since then. Mr. Meyer may be aware of something, but there's nothing that we have. That's not a reason to grant parole. It's just a matter of really clarification of something that looks to me a little odd. However, this board voted 3-0 to deny him in 2018 and said he had to take programs, and by golly, that's what he did.
By golly?
I would like to have seen Mr. Carter have his GED by now. I understand what Warden Benoit said, that he tested low going in, and that means it's going to be a tough road for him to hoe no matter what. So, but his disciplinary record really could hardly be better, at least since 2005. My vote is to grant Mr. Carter's parole with a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. and 4 hours per month community service. I would also like to see him continue to work to get his hot set.
All right, Mr. Marbella.
Oh, you need all three. Just so that we know, in a case like this where it's violent crime and stuff, you need all 3 unanimous votes. You can't get 2 out of 3, none of that. You need all unanimous.
Listening to Mr. Carter and listening to everyone else, it appears that up until 2005, he was still perhaps not aware of what all was going on with him. Since that time, he has had no trouble. Mr. Jones asked him that question, and he explained what happened. His risk assessment is low. He's got a good transitional program. The warden indicated they've had no problems with him. He's been a trustee for 12 years, except for the 1 month in 2005 that he had the write-up. I also vote to grant parole in this case with the same conditions that Mr. Jones has indicated.
So he got 2, but he got 5 judges this time. The last time he had 3. He got 5 of them, so all 5 of them got to be unanimous, man. Lord of mercy, the pressure's on.
All right, Ms. Wise.
Leticia, what's up?
I concur with my colleagues. My vote is to grant for the reasons already stated, and I concur with the conditions that's already been set forth.
That's true.
Mr. Jim Wise.
This time, I vote to grant because of low risk by the comments from the warden. He has some good programs there. Today, my vote is to grant by the whatever the chairman puts on for special conditions.
All right, you have 4 votes to grant your parole today. Again, you did the things we asked. I was on the panel when you were denied last time. You've worked hard and you've done what we've asked, and you know, with your good institutional record of positive warden comments, low tiger, I'm going to vote to grant your parole as well. To the parole project, you'll work on your GED. You have a curfew from 9 p to 6 a. Did you have another? You cut out. Did you have another stipulation, Mr. Jones?
Yeah, 4 hours a month community service.
And 4 hours per month
5
community
judges.
service.
5 judges.
No contact with the victim's family. And I think that's it. You have 5 votes to grant your parole. Your parole's been granted. Good luck to you.
Yeah,
Thank y'all.
Good luck.
Congratulations.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it, boy. Thank y'all.
Congratulations, man. God damn. 40-something years. Definitely hope you learned your lesson, bro. And I hope you have shit. But it's 40-something years. 40-something of them years. Let's get to the next one. Y'all ready? Yeah. All right. I would like to thank you guys for the participation. I hope you guys enjoying it. We're gonna do a couple more, see how it goes. That was an interesting one, you know, interesting. But he got off after 40-something years. I was trying to find some details in the crime. Um, if it's a more recent case, then I might be able to find something if it's something serious. So we'll see about this guy here and his case and what his situation is. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. We're on to our next one right now. We are on to our next one.
Completely.
James Mooney, DOC number 722719. You're a second-class offender, aggravated flight from an officer, sentenced on July 18, 2018. 4 years hard labor, parole date February 20th, 2020. Good time date 9/24/2021, and full term date 2/21/2022. Does that sound correct?
Correct.
Okay, well, he did something light. He only got like 4 years. Invading the officer and all that. This ain't a violent crime, so he most likely he gonna get off.
Please answer, Mr. Jim Wise.
Mr. Mooney, you're 24 years of age. You're a second offender. You have a good time date of 9/24/2021 to be released. Are you in any programs at this time?
Yes, sir. I'm currently in the GED program. At the moment, I have completed risk management phase 1 and 2, living in balance 1 and 2, and FDIC.
All right. I just want you to know you have a detainer on you in Florida.
Yes, sir.
Did you know that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were sentenced on 7/18/18 for aggravated flight of an officer. Just kind of tell me real quick, what was the reason for all that?
Honestly, the reason I ran the red light, I already had my father's vehicle after he told me not to use it, and I still used it anyways. He hit the blue lights behind me. It kind of, I don't know what ran through my mind, but gas it and go across the bridge, think I can try to run away from it.
Oh, so you could get like 4 years for running away from a high speed chase, right? So he basically put him on a high speed chase. That's
You know, Mr. Mooney, you're 18 years old. You got your father here today and family members here today that's speaking for you. They love you and they care about you. They wouldn't be on here today speaking for you. And a lot of times we don't see that. But I'm going to tell you, you're at the age, you're either going to go one way or another. You're going to be in an orange suit or you're going to be in civilians. And I don't know what life you want to choose, but you still got some problems over in Florida you got to work out. During the time of your incarceration, when was your last disciplinary actions? Write-up.
I haven't had no DOC write-ups.
What is the job title you have there?
I'm currently working in the kitchen as a dishwasher, sir.
You're working in the kitchen. You
Yes,
hadn't had any write-up.
No, sir. No DOC write-ups.
Well, I'm talking about any kind of write-up.
I think I got one for contraband on a cigarette. I do believe so.
When was that?
I want to say.
Well, you either do or you don't.
Yes, sir, I do. I have a contraband write-up on the cigarette.
Cigarettes, boy.
When was it?
About, I want to say about 10 months ago.
Is a warden there, someone with a facility there?
The warden's not, no, sir.
Is someone have a record there where y'all can tell us about his disciplinary actions?
The chief of security of Chief Burns. You want to call him?
Yeah, I need to speak to one of them.
Okay. Yes, sir. He's doing it right now.
I need to see the record on your disciplinary actions. When was your last disciplinary action?
Yes, sir. He's doing it right now. Chief Burns.
But you said it was 10 months ago, right? Was your disciplinary actions?
And my best of knowledge, yes, sir. That's what I remember.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Kelsey, since Mr. Kelsey ain't there, if we would until the warden gets there, we'll go ahead and let someone else. Is the warden there?
He's coming. He's on the way.
The chief of security is coming right now.
Well, I have one question while we wait, young man. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning to you. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your record indicated that your occupation was going to be disabled. What's the nature of your disability?
What do you mean? If you don't mind, can you break that down?
Well, somewhere on your record, when they asked about your occupation, you said disabled. So that's incorrect. You're not going to be disabled as a reason.
No, ma'am. I'm capable of working and stuff. Yes, if that's what you mean.
Well, yes, that's what I mean. Okay, well, good.
Yes, I'm capable of working. I have a job lined up in town of Faraday when I get out, $8 an hour, and I had a police officer that works for town of Faraday speak up for me to the town of the mayor.
Good.
And she said, as soon as I get released, she's going to try to get me on the back of a trash truck working in the town of Faraday, through Faraday to Vidal, picking up trash for $8 an hour.
Good. Tell us about your drug history. What kind of drugs do you use? And what age did you start?
I never used no drugs, ma'am. The only thing I had problems with was alcohol, but since my 2 years of being incarcerated, I really have no thoughts of drinking anymore, because all it does is cause trouble.
That's true. I'm glad you learned that.
Yes.
What age did you start drinking?
I do want to say about the age of 20 or 21.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, Chairman, that's all I had.
All right, Mr. Marabella.
$8.
Mooney,
Yes, sir.
how old were you when you committed this offense?
I was at the age of 22, sir.
And were you drinking that night?
Yes, sir.
What were you drinking?
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister.
And you had your dad's car without permission, is that right?
Correct.
The programs that you've taken thus far in prison,
Yes, sir.
what have you learned from those programs about what you did that night and how you might act differently?
I have learned from the programs like Living in Balance, phase 1 and 2. I've learned a lot about my attitude problem, be able to cope with people in life, be able to do better decisions. And also Ms. Melanie Book's class, money management, to be able to manage my money, to be able to pay my bills when I get home, and just to do right. And FDIC, I do not know what that is. I really don't.
In the police report, it indicates that you told the police officer that you were trying to kill yourself.
I did.
Tell me about that.
I have a real, I don't know how you can say it. I don't know how to put it. I'm not real good at my choice of words.
Just try to say it as best you can.
Yes, sir. Only reason why I did that is because I felt like my father's not going to he's going to be mad at me. He's not going to want anything to do with me. I'm about to go to jail. I stole his vehicle. I was drinking after he told me not to, and I continue on to do it. And I did that, and I just felt like I shouldn't have been living at that time. But now I have a better point of view in life than I do then.
When you came to prison, were you evaluated for any sort of mental health issues?
I do not know.
Were you given any sort of treatment? Was it suggested that you take any sort of programs or treatment for mental health?
No, sir.
Are you on any medication?
Yes, sir. I'm on medication. I'm on a 150 Wellbutrin, which is a mood stabilizer, a Robaxin, and I don't know what this yellow pill is. It's a penicillin or something like that.
Well, tell me about the Wellbutrin. How long have you been on that?
I've been on that for currently about 1.5 years, and yes, sir. It's made my mind a whole lot better. It's chemically and it's basically balanced me out throughout this time.
And you've taken that since you've been in prison?
Correct.
Prior to coming to prison, were you taking any kind of medication?
No, sir.
What are your charges in Florida? What do they want you for in Florida?
Honestly, sir, it was sexual battery, but they drop it down to simple battery because the victim took a rape.
I don't need you to tell me what all happened.
What's up with these young boys with this sexual battery, bruh?
But what are the charges?
Yes,
simple battery right now?
It's simple battery. Yes, sir. They dropped it down to simple battery.
That's all the questions I have.
All right, Mr. Jones.
A while ago, hey, Mr. Kelsey, a while ago,
Okay, Mr.
I
Wise,
was
go
asking
ahead.
some questions. I was waiting on the warden
Right.
to get back, and the warden's there now, and I want to ask him about, it's about the disciplinary action he had. When was his disciplinary action that he had? He said about 10 months ago. Can you tell us when it was?
Yeah, what you
A cigarette.
Yeah, we caught him with a cigarette in the kitchen. He's one of our kitchen workers, and they allow him to smoke outside, but he was somewhere else with it other than outside.
But y'all charged him with contraband, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you know the date on that disciplinary write?
I'd have to look back in my DB book, but it was let's see. It was like September last year, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
It was like the middle of September, sir.
The disciplinary write-up was in September of 2019, and it was for contraband, right?
Yes, sir. But it was a simple cigarette.
Well, I understand that, but y'all charge them with contraband. You know, the board has a practice. Anytime you have a disciplinary write-up in the last 12 months, you can be denied. That is one of the practices this board sets. So I just want you to know I don't have any other questions.
Oh, we.
All right, Mr. Jones, would you like to make a comment?
You know what that sounds like? I just want to let you know before you finish, you getting denied. Just to let you know before you even finish this, I'm just letting you know you getting denied. All right, continue. That's what that sounds like to me.
No questions.
All right. Would Mr. Mooney like to make a comment?
Yes, sir. I would like to make a comment.
No, Mr. Gerald Mooney.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me speaking now?
We can.
Yes, sir. I'd like to think that what my son did, he does realize that the actions that he committed that night was not tolerable. And he knows I didn't approve of it at all, nor the state of Louisiana. But it is what it is. We're moving on with life. We're trying to get everything that we can in life to make it better. We all make mistakes. Like I've told him before, you got two choices, the right choice and the wrong choice. I deal with people in my everyday life that are facing time in prison all the way up to the most heinous crime, which is homicides. I do not condone anything that he has done, but I would appreciate every bit of leniency on him if he can, for I do feel that what time has been served, he has learned a lesson. Now, what other issues he may have in another state, I don't want to get into details on that because I do know very well exactly what led up to that. But once again, I would appreciate anything you can, and what all y'all can do for him. I thank you for what you have done. And I hope he continues with his education, which I most definitely support, that you need to complete that GED. You never know, you might be able to go further.
All right.
That being said, I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Sir, can I say one
Sure.
thing?
Yes, you can.
I've been with him ever since he came in the back door, and he has been a model inmate. I've had no trouble whatsoever out of him. He's been in our kitchen for, I don't know, over a year. Everybody likes him, and he's been well behaved. I haven't had any problems with him.
All right. Thank you. All right, James, you'd like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir. I do want to say these 2 years have they have gotten it out of me. I've learned my lesson. I've decided with these 2 years that I've done that I can learn how to make my decisions and my whatever I do, and think about my choices of what before and after I do it. And all I gotta say is just this place has actually taught me a good lesson, and I truly and honestly I needed it because I was getting out of hand before I even came here. So I felt like God put me here to set me down for a reason, to basically get my mind right and to basically be able to cope with people, do better in life, learn how to work, and that's all I got to say.
That's it? Okay.
All right. Is the panel prepared to vote? Mr. Jim Wise?
Yes.
Yo, Pearl just came back out of nowhere. Where the hell you been, Pearl? All right, is the panel ready to vote? Is the audience ready to vote? Let's see how this goes, man. I'm put the poll in the chat and start the timer. Start the 2-minute timer, man. Let me see what y'all think. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. For the simple fact that once I hear, if you got a write up in the last 12 months, you know you ain't going home, right? So you think you going home? So that, man, I don't know though. I don't know. Um, he got more cases. So after he get up out of here, he got to go take care of that other case that he got to deal with over there. It's like, man, not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. I don't know, but I think it's a no. I don't think they're impressed. I think the father had enough of his bullshit. Yeah, Letitia. Yeah, we'll see. It's a good reason for him to get out Courtney Peach. What's up? Keep the change. What it is. He got a detainer. He could get out and get locked back up. I mean, he only really served. He only really had a 4-year sentence. So he probably only been in there a year plus, maybe 2 years. Yeah, his father don't sound convinced. His father like, man, I'm gonna say what I need to say because that's my son. But I don't know if I want him back in my house. But I guess I gotta say that I'm gonna let him stay here because I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Time to end this poll. Time to end this poll. All right, we got 22 votes. Will the judges grant parole in this case? 54% said no, and 45% said yes. That's damn near half and half. That's damn near half and half. It's probably like 1 or 2 people that voted either way to make that. So I think we got a chat divided, but more people think that it's gonna be no. So let's see how it goes.
Mr.
At
Jim
this
Wise?
time, I'm going to be voting. I'm going to vote to deny your parole on the reason strong law enforcement opposition against your release. Also, you had a disciplinary action in 2019 of September on a contraband. It's a Rule 1 contraband. And I can say this, you need to work on getting you some programs. I know you're doing good, but don't get any more write-ups and stay in there and start doing some programs. Thank you.
Ms. Pearl Wise?
I appreciate your statement, and I think Mr. Mooney, you own to something with what you said. I think you're really on to something. I want you to stay on that path. But today, my vote is to deny. I concur with Mr. Wise. You have a moderate learner, and you have law enforcement opposition. But keep working hard. Keep doing what you're doing.
Mr. Marabella?
Mr. Mooney, I've reviewed your record. It appears that you are taking medication now that you were not taking before. Apparently, you have been diagnosed while you've been in prison with some sort of a disorder. You're taking Wellbutrin, which is something that hopefully is helping you. I am very impressed with the prison authorities indicating to me that you've been no trouble. I do realize that there is a policy, I guess, that if you've had a write-up within the last year, that you can be denied for that. It's been explained to me you had a cigarette in the kitchen. You could have it in another room, but you couldn't have it in the kitchen. Based upon those things, I would grant your parole. You do have to go to Florida if you got paroled. So to answer the problems there, you say it's a simple battery. Louisiana simple battery is a misdemeanor. That should be something you ought to be able to take care of. The special conditions that I would impose would be that you get a mental health evaluation and follow whatever treatment is recommended, take your medication accordingly, that you have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You get a substance abuse evaluation, you follow all treatment, and you attend 3 AA meetings per week. That would be my vote.
All right, Mr. Jones.
Did he just deny? Or did he say, was that a yes?
Mr. Mooney, I agree with what Mr. Mirabella said. I noticed on your application for parole hearing, you said you had an alcohol problem. You might have said you have an alcohol problem, which is a more accurate statement. As far as I know, nobody ever fixed alcoholism going to jail. It sure makes you regret your actions and swear that you're going to do better, but alcohol is more than that. And so, although you needed a unanimous vote today, and
oh, damn! He said he needed a unanimous vote today. Damn. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, you're not going home. Damn, I thought he might have had a chance.
and obviously you don't have that.
Yeah, you definitely
I
don't got
would
that.
suggest if it's not available where you are, and I'd be surprised if it is, if Mr. Gerald Mooney would buy a book for you and have it delivered to you. And the title of the book is Alcoholics Anonymous. In the program of AA, it's called The Big Book. It's something I think if you read that book, you may find yourself in it, and it may give you some guidance as to how it is you want to conduct your life from now on. It certainly, I know it costs less than $20. It's a small investment, and it's sure not going to hurt you. I know that. But because of the issues presented before and cited by my colleagues, my vote is to deny your parole. Good luck to you, Mr. Mooney.
Listen, man. Would it be wrong as Mr. Mooney just got up and walked out after the first deny? Would he be wrong? Because now he got to hear the rest. I mean, he knew he was. I mean, since the first judge started talking, because that's 5 judges, man. If you need a unanimous decision to get out, the minute you heard that you got denied in the first vote, I think that's the time to start getting up and walking out. Like, I'd be like, all right, well, yeah, let me get up out of here. I just start leaving. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm just saying, he got to sit through all this. Man, that's only 1 out of 4. It don't matter. 1 deny means all the rest of them is just you sitting there. Even if all 3 of the rest was to be yes, I grant it, that 1 made it a no. You had to sit there and listen to the rest of these. I'm just saying. That's kind of hard. That's not easy. It's not easy.
All right, you have 3 votes to deny, 1 to grant. Also, I'm going to vote to deny your parole based on the same reasons as stated. So today you have 4 votes to deny, 1 to grant. Your parole's been denied. Good luck to you.
Good luck,
bro. We'll be
bro.
closing out of Concordia Parish here. 10:06. Thank you.
Yo, he don't want to get up. Did you notice that he didn't want to get up? Hey, that wasn't easy for him to deal with, man. He probably like, really? But once I heard he had 4 years and stuff, I was like, yeah, they probably gonna let him finish it. And then he got another case that he got to deal with in Florida, and he had recent write-ups. Like, oh man, it just don't look good for you at that point. It just don't look good for you at that point. All right, we're gonna do another case. We're gonna do another one. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Make sure y'all check out the Rabbit Crime Network store. Check out the merch. See what we got over there. Yeah. We on to our next case. I want to thank everybody for participating because without the participation, we don't have this right here. So much appreciated. Now we on to our next one. We on to our next one. Let me see. Let's get to it.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Cut out that one. All right, Richard Dupont, DOC number 557-159, second class offender, sell, distribute, possession of alleged drug without prescription, possession schedule 5, schedule 4, schedule 2, aggravated assault on a peace officer with a motor vehicle, aggravated flight from an officer, aggravated flight from an officer. Sentenced on 8/15/2016, 4 years hard labor, 4 years hard labor, 4 years hard labor, parole date 6/12/2022, good time date 1/14/2023, full term date 2/26/2024. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Please answer, Mr. Marabella.
Hold on. So okay. So he don't got much serious crimes. That's why I can't find too much about him either. Cause his crime ain't serious. Okay, so well, I'll say serious. It ain't really make the news and shit. But he got high speed chase. He's making high speed chases, drug dealing. You know how this goes. So okay. So he got a bunch of 4 years, 4 years, 4 years. So yeah. Is this the rule for all anonymous votes? I don't know what rule you're talking about. Is that the rule for all anonymous votes? I don't know what rule you're talking about. Let's see how this goes right here. So he got small time. He don't got no major time. He ain't did no extremely violent crime. So let's see.
Mr. Dupont, my name is Tony Marabella. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. Mr. Dupont, tell me some of the programs that you've done while you've been in prison.
I have all my certificates right here. They don't have a fax machine in here. But the first one is money.
Well, tell me about the substance abuse programs you've done. That's mainly what I'm interested in.
I mean, everywhere I've been, I couldn't get around those substance abuse classes.
How long have you been using drugs?
For a while, for a long time.
You indicated in a letter to the parole board that you've got a serious opiate problem. You've never been able to come to grips with it, and you haven't been able to get any sort of treatment.
Oh, okay. For the parole board with the unanimous votes. Okay. So basically, depends on the kind of crime. I think violent crimes and stuff like that require unanimous votes. So to what I understand, they were saying is that the serious nature of the crime basically would determine whether or not you need a unanimous vote or not.
Ever tried to get any treatment on the outside?
I'd definitely be willing to do in-house.
Have you ever tried before to get
sir.
treatment?
No, sir.
And how long have you been doing drugs?
Man, I don't know. Like, I don't think, I don't know. The energy seems like there's a tension between the judges and this guy already. I don't know. He seems like he wants to be able to give off a positive energy, but I don't know.
Since I was a teenager.
And what all drugs have you done?
I've done a lot of drugs.
Well, tell me about them.
You know, mainly opiates, pain pills, weed. That's about it.
What have you been doing to stay clean while you've been in prison?
Just staying away, staying to myself, reading my Bible, and just that's about it. Like watching TV, trying to get into classes. I got in as much class as I could. I got in a GED, but as soon as I got in there, I got shipped from DCI, then I got in a GED here, and then the corona epidemic happened, and they stopped all the schooling.
Mr. Dupont, it's my understanding that in 2015, you ran away from the police officers at speeds exceeding 130 miles an hour, running people off the road. Tell me about that. What prompted you to do something like that?
I ain't gonna lie. Judge sound like ain't nothing you gonna tell me could make me feel different about you right now. Because the judge looking at him like, man, this is you? This is you here that did all this stuff on this paper here? That's you? He give him that.
Speeds exceeding 130 miles an hour, running people off the road. Tell me about that. What prompted you to do something like that?
To be honest, sir, I was in a bad place with myself, and I was lost for a long time. I was on some drugs. I was just scared. Like, I was not thinking at all. I wasn't thinking about nothing at all.
Bro, the judge immediately looked into the sky as soon as he said that. He said I was in a bad place. The judge was like, the bad place must have been somewhere up there because the judge was like,
you got away that time, didn't you?
Not thinking at all. I didn't. I wasn't thinking about nothing at all.
You got away that time, didn't you?
Got away?
No, not that time.
Not that
You
time.
didn't? In December 16th of 2015, you didn't get away?
No, I come to jail that time.
I think you came to jail the next time, which is about 4 days later.
Bruh.
Same thing. First time you were driving.
I'm so sorry. Did he say you got away that time and then you came to jail 4 days later for the same thing because you didn't get away with that time? Yo, like, wait. I see why the judge looking at him like that. I see now why the judge is looking at him like that. I get it now. All right, let's try this again.
Oh.
You got away that time, didn't you?
No, not that time.
You didn't? In December 16th of 2015, you didn't get away?
No, I come to jail that time.
I think you came to jail the next time, which is about 4 days later. Same thing. First time you were driving a BMW, the second time you were driving a Chevrolet.
Oh, yes,
right?
sir.
You
Yes,
remember that?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So 2 separate times.
You remember that? You remember that? Oh, wow.
And the second time was the Chevrolet. You were also going over 100 miles an hour. So tell me about those issues. That bothers the heck out of me.
It's
You
like,
almost kill people.
and I understand that now. I really do understand that now. But at the time, I wasn't thinking about nobody. I wasn't even thinking about myself because I was gone. I wasn't even in tuned in with myself. I was in so far gone with myself and just lost because of the drugs and the things that I was going through in life. Like I was not caring. I didn't have a care in the world, even about myself, much less anybody else.
And have you been in jail since then?
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
And you've had no substance abuse treatment, although you concede and you're asking for help because of your opiate problem.
I mean, I've tried to get in substance abuse classes. I tried to get in every class everywhere I have been.
Look at the judge. Look at the judge. The judge is like,
all right, that's all the questions I have.
oh man. This judge don't look like he playing with him. He ain't playing with him. This judge ain't playing with him.
Mr. Jones?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Pond, I'm sorry that you haven't been able to get in substance use classes and have a substance abuse treatment program, because obviously it's what you need. And beyond recognizing that you have a problem, you haven't been able to progress much further than that. The problem we have now, of course, is that moving people around to treatment programs and so forth has problems, has limitations with COVID-19, and the Department of Corrections is doing the best we can. In the meantime, if it's not available where you are in the library, have someone, your mother, your girlfriend, I don't care who, go online and buy the book Alcoholics Anonymous. That's the name of the book.
Yo, is he plugging? Like, did they give him an endorsement or a sponsorship? Why it sound like the judge got a deal with Alcoholics Anonymous book? Or he must have had something to do with writing it, because he over there like, yo, listen, I'm gonna make sure I plug this book every time. He like, listen, listen. There's this one book on the internet. You ain't going home. You ain't going home. So, Mom, buy him this book. I recommend it, Alcoholic Anonymous, and send it to him. Because when you hear me give this story, that's because he ain't going home. That's what I'm getting right now. You already decided this. He not going home. So he like, listen, let me get you a book that one of my peoples wrote that we can get to you over there. He's like, listen, we done sold. I'm sorry, but I can't not think about it like that. Like, it sounds like he's selling that book. He sound like he's selling that book. And the thing about it is, why they don't got it in the library why it's not in the library in the jail? Don't the jail got a library? You tell me it's not in the library in there? Like, goddamn. Everybody gotta buy this book.
It's called the Big Book in the program. It costs less than $20 to get it delivered to you, and read it. And then when you finish reading it, read it again. And then you're going to start having an understanding of the basics behind the only successful program for the treatment of alcoholism and drug abuse that exists, as far as I know.
Yo, TP, that's a fact. You know, Mr. Jones, I think he's the recovering alcoholic, right? I think there's a couple of them on that panel that might have been recovering alcoholics. I think he's the one that said that he's the recovering alcoholic, because it's him. I think it's him, man. I think it's him. He probably still be having to read that book. He probably still be having to read that book. He probably be like, man, I read it, and then when I finish reading it, I read it again. And I've been doing that for the past 30 years. And he's like, you need to do it too.
And that is the program of AA and NA. So, at what age did you begin using opiates?
When I was like 15.
And how did you come to do that?
To be honest with you, sir, I don't even know. I have no idea.
You don't know where you got the drugs?
I mean, like, see, when I was 8 years old, I got hit by a car on a dirt bike and I almost lost my life. And I was on so hard medication that whenever I had to relearn how to walk and everything, I was already addicted by the time I shook back and really got myself. And it was over with for me for there. Like, I mean, it's still no excuse though, but
You kept using pain meds from the
yes,
time you were 8?
yes, sir. I got hit by a car on a dirt bike.
I understand. I don't question that you had reasons to take the pain meds in the beginning. I'm asking you, did you keep taking them consistently until this arrest?
I mean, pretty much. Yes, sir.
Did a doctor prescribe them all that time?
No, sir.
You have a moderate Tiger score, which is not the best, not the worst. I don't think it's going to prevent you from getting paroled, but it's not the best that you can have. Tell me, if you were released on parole, what would you want to do for a living?
Well, I really want to do for a living. I want to open up my own car lot. But if I made parole, soon as I get home, I'm going to work doing pile driving work because I did that for 3 years. I have experience in doing it.
Okay. What kind of money can you make doing pile driving work?
Like $17 to $28 an hour.
All right. Do you know if you can get a job doing that?
I'm positive. Yes, sir. A lot of my family does it. And like I said, I did it for 3 years and I was really good. I was a hard, good worker. And I always have my job there. Like my cousin's stepdad, he's a foreman. My cousin has connections in there because he used to be a crane operator until he got hit by 18-wheeler. Like, and as soon as I get home, I can get me a job there.
All right. Where would you live, Mr. Dupont?
By my mother's.
By your mother?
Yes, sir.
Not in the same house with her?
No. Yeah, my mother's house.
Yo.
Okay.
Yo, listen. Come on, Judge. Why you gotta play like that? Why Judge playing word games with him? Judge, you know what he mean, man. Why Judge gotta play word games with the man? He said, by your mother? So you mean like around her, somewhere close to her? When you say by your mother, what do you mean? Come on, Judge, you ain't gotta be like that. Judge, you don't gotta be like that, Judge. Come on now. Like,
by your mother?
Yes, sir.
Not in the same house with her?
Come on. What kind
No.
of come on?
Yeah, my mother's house.
Okay. Well, yeah. In your mother's house, is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, most people would say with their mother, so that's my confusion.
Yo, this judge petty. This judge is petty. Yo, you know what he remind me of? Too much, too many. This judge is petty. He's so the judge is like, most people would say with their mother. You said by your mother. Like, this is a petty judge. I know petty people like him. They actually make big deals out of much and many. He one of them. Petty.
Okay. Well, yeah. In your mother's house, is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, most people would say with their mother, so that's my confusion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
Here, I would have said by my
That's all the
mom.
questions I have.
I would have said by my mother too. I don't see nothing wrong with what he said.
Ms. Pearlwise.
Good morning.
Hello.
I saw that you lost 90 days of good time, but I couldn't determine when and where.
Damn.
It was in 2016 and St. Tammany Parish, Covington.
Okay, that's when you got kicked out of work release?
No, I've never been to work release this time.
Oh, okay.
That was when I first came to jail.
Oh, okay. That's when you first came to jail.
How you lose? How you lose 90 days of good time? That's a lot of good time to lose. How you lose that? What did you do? Lord of mercy.
And what was that for?
21.
Okay.
So 21.
All right, then. That's all I have.
Mr.
Thank
Jim
you.
Wise?
That was your last disciplinary write-up that you got?
Yes, sir.
All right. What about your GED? I want to ask you about that.
All right. I got every time I got in the GED class, I got shipped. I was in the GED class. I was 2 weeks away from getting my GED at DCI. They shipped me to Winsboro. That's where I got all these certificates at, but I couldn't get in the GED program. And I got here. I was in the GED class. Then this Corona epidemic came up, and they stopped all the schooling.
Yeah, that'll piss me off, boy.
Well, let me ask you one. I got one other question. You must have had a pretty good job making money somehow or another to be driving a BMW.
Oh, I know where he getting at.
Yes, sir.
I know where he getting at. You was a drug dealer. And you just gonna get right back out and continue to sell drugs because that's how you get your money. You was living good off of this drug stuff, huh? You had a BMW and then you had a, yo, I see where you going with this because, yo, one thing, they rather you be a drug user. Bro, they don't like drug dealers. They don't like drug dealers, man. They rather you be a drug user, bro, but they do not like drug dealers.
I got one other question. You must have had a pretty good job making money somehow or another to be driving a BMW.
Yes, sir.
What kind of work was you doing when you had the BMW?
Just whatever I can, really. You know, pressure washing. I have a mobile detail business. You know, just what.
Could you imagine? Yeah, bro. That's not the. So imagine, right? They ask you how you get your money, and the first thing you think about is not your pressure washing company. The first thing you say is, "I do all kind of little stuff to get money." It's like, bro, the first thing I would have said is, "I got a company." This man was saying whatever I could do. Like that's what he started off with, and then he thought about his pressure washing company. How is that not the very first thing that's on your mind, man? Like, he thought about his company in the middle of, like, bro, that's the first thing you think about. Because that's what get the money. He wanted us to believe that he can get a BMW from just doing random things. I was just doing random jobs here and there. And no, not for a BMW. Like,
The BMW. BMW.
Yes, sir.
What kind of work was you doing when you had the BMW?
Just whatever I can, really. You know, pressure washing. I have a mobile detail business. You know, just whatever I can, really. Just I really saved up and saved up and saved up to get it, and then.
I don't have any other questions.
All right, Ms. Dupont.
yeah, that means I don't believe a word you just said. He said,
Dupont, would you like to make a statement on behalf of your son? Go ahead. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Take it off of mute, man.
Take it off of mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry about that.
Go ahead.
My name is Catherine Dupont. I'm Richard's mother. Richard always was a good kid, just he got mixed up with the wrong crowd. And like he said, he did get in a bad accident. And he had a lot of major surgeries. I was worried about the medication he was on, but he had external and all of that, and took half the bottom of his foot off. He's got a lot of metal and stuff still in his leg. They pronounced him dead.
Wow.
But he was a good kid, and he did try. He's a wonderful father. He has 3 kids. He's missed almost 6 years of their life gone. I think he's changed a lot by talking to him a lot. I think he will do good this time. I really do, because his kids need him. He needs them. Me and his father's up there in age now, and all he talks about is being home and doing himself and his kids and being there for me and his dad. He will be living with me and his father. I will make sure if you want him to go to any outside rehab or anything like that, I will make sure he gets there. I'll go with him. I'll sit all day long with him. Whatever I have to do to help him, I will be there and I will do it. Me or his father. All I ask is y'all give him a second chance, because he was with the wrong people, with the wrong crowd, and got with the wrong stuff. He just lost his brother 7 months ago, and he just lost his grandma last month. And I just want to try to spend the last time I have with my son. If y'all give him a second chance, I would be grateful, and his father would be grateful.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
But I appreciate y'all letting me speak, and I appreciate y'all time.
All right, thank you. All right,
You're
Mr.
very
Dupont, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir. I know I made a lot of mistakes in life, and it still don't make me a bad person. But just being away long these past couple of years, it really taught me a lot about myself and like before. I would just react to every situation and wouldn't care about the consequences or think about anybody else. I would just, sorry. Like before, like my whole life, I just wanted to be a man, but what being a man was all messed up. I thought just having cars and clothes and this and that was being a man. But now I finally realized a man goes to work and takes care of his family as a man and be there for the family, even if it's just to listen and give them advice. All I'm asking, I know now I'm more ready than I've ever been to be that man and support my family and prove to me and my loved ones and my side I'm not the person that my rap sheet says I am. And I'm just standing here before y'all today to please take it into consideration and give me that second chance.
All right, thank you. Panel prepared to vote?
Yes.
Mr. Marabella?
All right, the panel is prepared to vote. Uh, are you guys prepared to vote? You in the chat? Are you prepared to vote? Let's go. Get you. Poll is in the chat. 2-minute timer has started. Yeah, are you prepared? What do you guys think? Will he get granted parole? I ain't gonna lie. After listening to his mom and hearing his story about his missing half his leg and pronounced dead, and that kind of played on my soft heart a little bit. And it made me consider that he's been in jail for quite a while, and maybe hopefully this man has learned his lesson. I believe they saying it's about 6 years or something. I don't know. I didn't get all that in my recollection. But yeah, 901 Reacts. What's up? Yeah, interesting to see, man. Interesting. I know that Mr. Marabella is not impressed. I ain't gonna lie. Mr. Marabella, it don't seem like ain't nothing he can say. Mr. Marabella probably like, listen, man, finish your last couple of years, bro. Jim Wise, that drug dealing question, that question about how you got the BMW, I think Jim Wise wanted him to acknowledge that he probably was selling some drugs and that it's wrong to do that. And then that's killing the society and killing the environment and killing the community. I think Jim Wise wanted him to say that, but he ain't say that. He ain't say that. And I still want to know if Pearl Wise and Jim Wise is married. Like two got two Wises on the panel, Miss Pearl Wise and Jim Wise. We gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look that up, man. I never decided to look it up, but I'm gonna have to look it up now because it's starting to come back to my brain. I'm like, man, is they married? I would like to know now. I want to know now. All right, our 2 minutes is up. I'm ending the poll. I'm ending the poll. All right, here we go. We got 23 votes. Will the judges grant parole in this case? 78% said no. 21% said yes. God, that's the majority. The majority said no. Y'all don't think so? Come on, y'all got to think positive, man. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed. So let's see how this goes. Man. Yvonne, you say you think yes? All right. Courtney Pete, you say him got to stay? Man, let's see. Judges, let's see what's going on.
Mr. Dupont, it sounds like you're doing well in prison. I'm sorry that you haven't had the opportunity to take substance abuse treatment or do any sort of programs that would help you with your problem. Obviously, a problem that you have. You've admitted that you have it. You've indicated you've asked for help. You've indicated to Mr. Jones that you've been taking these opiates since you were 8 years old. I do want you to get treatment. And once you get treatment, I think I would be in a position probably to vote to parole you. The offense that you committed, two very serious offenses, one of which in a BMW, as pointed out, 130 miles an hour, you got away. The second time, 4 or 5 days later, same sort of thing, different car, 100 miles an hour. And the only way they stopped you is they had to put the spikes out to stop you. Fortunately, no one was killed or injured. Based upon the offenses, based upon the fact that you've had little substance abuse treatment, I'm going to deny your parole today. I'm going to recommend that you be allowed, that you take some substance abuse programs. You've indicated there are none available to you. Mr. Jones has suggested your family can get you the big book. You can work and do things on your own. Hopefully that might help you. I hope that you can do those things for the next time you come before the board.
Okay. Mr. Jones?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dupont, the COVID-19 presents us with certain problems, and it would be easy for me to vote to grant you to a long-term substance abuse program, which we call the STAR program, that is designed strictly for opiate addicts like yourself. And just so you understand, I know you're not physically addicted to opiates now, but you're an opiate addict now as much as ever. It's just you don't happen to be using. It's something that's going to always be with you. But I would, my vote would be to grant you to the STAR program and require you to have a GED before you're released on parole. With our certain situation, I don't know whether we can get that done in a year or not, because the long-term substance abuse program takes 9 months. Nevertheless, my vote, because of the situation we're in, is to deny your parole. I strongly encourage that you write to the warden there and ask to be transferred to a facility that offers the STAR program, and ask to be given a chance to get your GED at the same time. At that time, then you look like a a much better parole risk.
Yo, he got a cousin over there. Notice the cousin in the bottom right? The cousin keeps shaking his head like, man, it's some bullshit. It's some bullshit.
And I think that when it comes time for your next hearing, that would be much more likely. But my vote today is to deny your parole. Good luck to you.
Pearl Wise.
Sir, I concur with my colleagues. My vote is denied. You have victim opposition as well as law enforcement opposition. You have a moderate tiger. I concur with my colleagues that that we're going to recommend on this end that you get moved somehow, COVID-19 allowing feasible, to a facility where you can get the treatments that you need, so you can have the tools that you need upon release to be successful. Good luck to you, sir.
Good luck,
Jim Wise.
At this time, I vote to deny for the reasons stated by the board members.
Damn.
All right, you have 4 votes to deny your parole. I'm also going to vote to deny your parole for law enforcement opposition, victim opposition. You definitely need more programming. 5 votes to deny your parole has been denied. Thank you.
5 votes to deny, bro. Yeah. I know
That's it.
That's it. Bruh. I know the whole family pissed right now. Like, man. I know they all pissed right now. This gosh. Yeah, when I heard about, like, he kind of played on my soft heart. Like, he's been on these medications since 8 years old. But listen, seriously though, high speed chase 130 miles per hour, you got away, only to get into another high speed chase 100 something miles an hour 4 days later. What we doing? What are we doing at that point? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do another one. I hope you guys enjoying these cases. They're interesting. We're gonna do another one. All right, y'all know how this go. Many different ways to support the channel, through the Cash App, through the PayPal, and also through the We the Rabbit store and get some merch. Oh. Yeah, that shit crazy, man. That shit is crazy. But here we are. We are on to our next one. Y'all know how this go. We're gonna be doing some voting. All right, let's see what this one's about. Let me see the name. Let's go.
Ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
Roddy Sherman, DOC number 127327, second class offender. Let's see, attempted murder, attempted first degree murder, 2 counts, 50 years.
Whoa.
50 concurrent. Parole date is now.
Hold on. God damn. Attempted murder. It.
Attempted murder. Roddy Sherman, DOC number 127327, second class offender. Let's see, attempted murder, attempted first degree murder, 2 counts, 50 years, 50 concurrent. Parole date is now. You have a good time date, 11/10/2026. Full term date is 11/6/2038. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please answer Mr. Jim Wise.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, you know, I looked at your case real good. I went over it last night. You've been in and out. You're 49 years of age. Is that correct?
I'm 50.
Okay, you're 50 now. Okay. Well, in 16, you were charged with heroin, obstruction of justice, battery on a police officer. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You know, as I look back through your record, you had dealings with police officers back and forth. You were charged at one time in '89. You were sentenced. You had 50 years for attempted first-degree murder. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is some of the? And I see you had a little juvenile, some problems with your juvenile record there. But when you got out, you just kept getting in trouble back and forth. Tell me a little what happened. Was you on drugs during that time, or what happened?
What time you talking about, sir? When I come home from the
Both
from the juvenile, or from on my
first of all, I want to know is your anger towards police officers. What is your anger towards police officers?
I don't have no anger toward the police officer. I admit that I was wrong at the time. On the first incident in 1988, I was 17 years old. I was a kid. I did 25 years for that and we released.
And bro, how old are you? This man done did 25 years. Got released. He in jail for something else? He's a bad man. He's a bad man. Listen, my God.
Your anger towards police officers. What is your anger towards police officers?
I don't have no anger toward the police officer. I admit that I was wrong at the time. On the first incident in 1988, I was 17 years old. I was a kid. I did 25 years for that and we released and went home on that charge. I'm no longer in for that charge, but I don't have nothing. I was a kid when that incident happened in 88, sir. I don't have nothing to get.
All right, well, I understand that, but you come right back after that serious charge and had problems with a police officer. We have both victims here today, sitting here listening. They're going to have a chance to speak, and you know, our police officers is we have to have them. And you know, after the long stay that you had, you was right back into battery on a police officer. And you was in possession of heroin, like you just kind of turned your cheek.
No.
And you got.
Hold on. Bruh. This man don't like police. Yeah, and they got the witnesses there today. That means the witnesses is the victims, which is the police officers. Boy, you getting denied. You getting denied. This man did the full 25 for the murder. Come home. Bruh, if he get another chance, you think he might kill a police officer, man? I don't know. This guy sound like he would, man, listen. Bro, you wildin'. It sound violent. It sound real violent.
Revoked too on this case.
Yes, that's yeah, I had a
police officer, and you was in possession of heroin, like you just kind of turned your cheeks.
No.
And you got revoked too on this case.
Yes, that's yeah, I had that's why I asked you what you were talking about the juvenile charge, because that was my first charge out of juvenile. But on my original charge, on the heroin charge, yes, sir, I was.
Hold on. I didn't even realize both the police officers at the top, they both some black police officers too. Man.
I was on heroin at the time. And I OD'd when I got loaded. I had OD'd
And on the police report, they said I accidentally, on the amateur, I accidentally hit the police officer. I OD and went to the hospital for 3 days.
Yes.
So I was in cohesion. I didn't know what had happened.
When was your last disciplinary write-up?
I never received a write-up since I've been incarcerated.
Since you've been incarcerated this time, you've not had any disciplinary write-ups?
No, sir.
Okay. And you're
Bro, a person who assaults police officer and kill cops and stuff, I don't even know how they let you get out the first time. They don't play for that. They don't play for that stuff.
programs. What programs have you been taking?
I took substance abuse program and anger management program.
You know, you've already been revoked once, and respect for the police officers. I'm gonna be honest with you, Mr. Sherman. You need.
Thank you, Lady Wrench. Appreciate that. Great content.
Some kind of anger management. Now, I know right now that it's hard to do a lot of that stuff because of the COVID, but
anger management, right?
You need to work on some things.
I have anger management. This is right here, sir.
Okay. Okay, I see it. I just found it. I've been looking for it, and I found it. Sorry about that, but
and
I don't have any questions.
All right, Ms. Pearl-Wise.
Sir, I don't have any questions, but I do want to put on the record that we received a letter from the Prison Enterprise Garments Factory dated May 2019, and she described you as exhibiting exemplary work ethics, you work well with others, and you were dedicated to your job. I just want to commend you for that. I just want to note that for the record.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, sir. That's all I have.
Marabella?
Mr. Sherman, when did you start using drugs?
When I was 18.
What drugs were you using back when you were 18?
Yes, I was like 17 when I started using drugs.
What were you using?
I was smoking weed and snorting a little coke.
Okay. And when you got out of prison, when you got paroled, what made you go back to drugs?
Kevin donated $91. This is a test donation for $91.
Hold on, I'm trying to see what I didn't read out the Lady Grinch. Figure this thing out real quick. What I can do. Figure this out afterwards. All right, let's continue. I'm gonna figure this out.
Even though on the 25 years I did, I did a lot of certificates, went to AA substance abuse program and everything. But what happened? No excuses. I was on a motorbike accident, and I hurt my back, and they put me on pain pills, and I got back addicted to like that.
What is your plan if you are paroled? Where are you going to live? Where are you going to work?
I'm gonna stay with my sister. I'm gonna live with my sister. My friend have a job for me for auto mechanic job, and he got the auto mechanic job, and he got the pressure washing machine. I'm gonna go work with him.
What substance abuse program have you taken while you've been in prison?
I got 2 substance abuse program certificates.
What are they?
They just have substance abuse program.
Are you doing AA meetings?
No, they don't have AA meetings here, sir.
Have you ever done AA meetings?
Yes, ma'am. If you look at my files on my first, when I first did the 25
Did he say yes, ma'am?
years, I got about 50 certificates. I got AA, NA, 7 degree, everything in there.
Were you doing AA meetings when you got out of prison before you got arrested again for the heroin?
No, sir. I wasn't on the drugs then. I ain't went to none of them.
Why weren't you going to AA meetings?
Because I knew I had to go to them out there, sir.
Well, what did you learn in the 25 years you were in prison and all of the programs that you took?
Yeah, but I knew no excuses, sir. No excuses.
Well, I understand that, but all of the programs that you indicated you took the first time you were in jail and everything was fine until you got in this motorcycle accident, they didn't suggest that you needed to continue to go to AA meetings and all those kinds of meetings to stay off of those drugs that you've been on since you were 17?
No, sir. Nobody recommended go to AA meeting.
All right. That's all the questions I have.
All right, Mr. Jones?
I have no questions.
All right. We'd like to hear a
Damn.
statement from Mr. Williams, please.
Mr. Jones said no questions. Man.
Mr. Kevin Williams?
How you doing? Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I sit back and I listen to Mr. Sherman, and believe it or not, the same area where Mr. Sherman grew up in and where he shot my partner, Officer Lewis, and fired me. When he got released, of course, Carlton followed it more intent than I did, but I actually was rooting for him, man, because I know as a young man, sometimes you make bad choices. You grow up in an environment, but that same environment that he came from, we had a cops unit. We went back there, and from 1 year, we went from 57 murders to 1 murder. Of course, you remember, I lost another friend, Officer Darrell Holloway. We actually impacted that area. We see those kids. Mr. Sherman could have easily just went away because that environment wasn't even there for him to do. His choices that he made once he was released was his choices. He has to own those choices, and to sit there and simply try to find excuses. And outside of the fact that he got arrested, and just the only arrest that stands out with me was the one with resisting a police officer, battering a police officer. You didn't have to do. Yes, you can get caught up. Anybody can get caught up. I know a lot of people get in accidents, they get on painkillers, and they drive. But his choices in the 25 years he was in, I'm not sure if he had access to drugs, but actually his body, if he hadn't had access, his body had a chance to heal from that. So when he got out, it was his choice to continue to do that. And when you do that, you have to go into certain environments for that, because it's just, being from New Orleans and having been a police officer for 32 plus years, you want to help people. If I had encountered Mr. Sherman, even in the fact that he almost killed Officer Lewis, now Lieutenant Lewis, I still would have been for him, because I don't think that, I don't believe that you throw people away. But I also believe in being highly accountable for your own actions. And with that being said, I don't agree with Mr. Sherman has had a second chance and he didn't do anything with it. And to let him out now and he gets into another confrontation, he hurts. I'm not going to say it's the police officer, anybody, because everybody's.
Lord of mercy. I didn't see this guy that popped up. This guy just popped up on the screen. Shannon Blake, he just popped up on the screen. Lord of mercy.
Life just as important as the next person's life. But at some point in time, he has to be accountable. And when he got out the first time, I wasn't opposed to it. I'm speaking for me. I know Carlton felt differently, but he had his second chance. And I think that now that he needs to remain there to finish out the full term of this, because you remember the charges ran concurrent, not consecutive. If it had been ran consecutive, then we wouldn't have this hearing right now.
Right.
I'm finished with my statement at that.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Lewis.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for giving us an opportunity to talk to you guys. I'm completely in opposition. Mr. Sherman has had, 25, he was given a second chance, and we were not a part of that second chance previously. We had no knowledge that he was being released. I actually bumped into him in the local Walmart, and that's when I saw him. Of course, my family was in great fright because he was not only free, but he was living in an area where he also would go to the same Walmart, same drugstore, same library, and
Man,
that disrupted my family quite a bit.
that has to be uncomfortable. But then again, he didn't do nothing to their family. He did something to another police officer. But man, that has to be uncomfortable knowing that this guy is an officer killer. He's a police killer.
Uh, while Mr. Sherman has had to be incarcerated due to his own choices, I've had a minimum of 18, maybe 20 different operations as it relates to the gunshot wound that I suffered October 31st, 1988.
Damn. Man, say he had 18. Oh, God damn.
So this has not been an easy road for anybody involved. So I don't, excuse me if I don't have more compassion for Mr. Sherman. My life has been quite rough as well. Every day, every second of my day. It's not that I got shot in 1988. It's I'm getting shot since 1988. That's been my experiences. With 18 to 20 major surgeries, having heart attack, as it relates, some of it blood clots, medications that have affected my life in many different ways. These are the things that I experienced. So Mr. Sherman's not only incarcerated, I've been incarcerated also. And it's affected my life. It's affected my family, my children, and actually my marriage, which has been dissolved since then. So
Wow. That's sad, man. That's sad. Destroyed this man's life.
we've all had a hell of a ride here. I completely oppose a third chance. He's had his chances. He got out without opposition previously because we were not made a part of this. And I really appreciate you guys revamping and working the way you all have to perfect this whole process. But he was let out with no opposition before. He did nothing with it, and I don't think that the whole time he's incarcerated, he was sporting the fame and fortune and the nickname of Trigger Man. So had he separated himself from that lifestyle, it wasn't by choice. He was incarcerated. But had he had an opportunity to get another gun and have confrontation with a corrections officer or a police officer, it would have been the same thing. He's very proud of his nickname, Trigger Man, because he shoots the police.
Wow.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. That don't sound good. That don't sound good.
Thank you. Ms. Krieger?
Good morning. Yes. It is going to be the position of the district attorney's office to strongly oppose any early release of Mr. Sherman for a few reasons. The first being he has a history of crimes of violence, in particular against police officers. When he was released early on parole supervision back in 2015, he was arrested and for battery against a police officer with injury and possession of heroin, as we know. I don't think he has learned his lesson. I think he says he was a kid in 1988. He wasn't a kid in 2015. So I think that just speaks to the fact that he does not respect the parole process. And the most important reason that we are going to be opposing any early release is we've already heard from Officer Lewis. He has permanently, irrevocably changed this man's life, his quality of life, and he would be in a completely different place today if this wouldn't have happened. I just think that for those reasons, we just cannot support any release, and that's going to be our reasons.
All right, thank you. Ms. Sherman, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
That's right.
Go ahead.
Last month I tested positive for COVID-19. I was scared for my life because I'm 50 years old and I got a chronic illness, hepatitis C, cirrhosis of the liver. I realized I made a mistake. I just hope the board give me another opportunity. I know I could be a productive person in society again. And when they released me at 15, I went home on good time behavior. I ain't went on a parole board. I was released because I did 25 years and a half of my sentence. And I knew I made a mistake with the police officer, but I had OD, so when I woke up, I was in the hospital 3 days later. I don't remember what happened. They told me that I accidentally hit the police. I didn't bury, I didn't hit them, punch them, or none of that. I was incoherent on that. So I take full responsibility what I did, no excuse. But I was on drugs, I did have the heroin, but I didn't hit the police this time. When I went home, I held a job for 3 years, got my own apartment, I did good. This is something that just happened. No excuses, I take full responsibility of it. I apologized the first time to the officer, I was a kid, I know that happened. I can't take that back, I'm sorry for what happened. I apologize to Mr. Williams, Mr. Carl Lewis, I'm sorry. I'm 50 years old now, I'm not the same person. Don't have nothing against the police officer, sir.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Thank you. Is the panel prepared to vote? Mr. Jim Wise?
At this time, I'm going to be voting to deny.
All right, let me let y'all get y'all votes in, man. Let me let y'all get y'all votes in. My God. All right, we got 2 minutes, man. Get y'all votes in. Will the judges grant parole in this case, ladies and gentlemen? What y'all think? What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. I don't see yeah, this guy, I don't think he learned his lesson. Man. I don't know who this Channing Blake guy is. He just popped up on the screen and he just did. Kind of he's kind of distracting. He's kind of distracting, but I don't know who he's supposed to be. Real Rich, what up, Real Rich? Lord of mercy. Okay, get your votes in and we'll see how this goes. He can't be relevant now. Maybe he's early. Shit. Slave patrollers get no sympathy from me, really. Listen, they're all people, man. They are all people. Yo, you stupid. Tesha Z's, what's up, Tess? 901, I ain't messing with you. Jenny, what's up? Jenny. Rally time, Jenny. What's up, Rally? All right. Time to end this vote. Time to end the poll. All right. We ended the poll. We got 23 votes. 95% said yes. 95% says no, the judges will not grant parole. And 4% said yes. So we got one person who thinks that he will not get parole.
Is the panel prepared to vote?
Let's see what they say.
Mr. Jim Wise?
At this time, I'm going to be voting to deny your parole. You served 25 years. And when you got out, you got back and had another charge involving police officers. These two victims here today spoke. I was sitting and listening to them. I've been right where y'all was. I was a police officer, and I know what's around. But today, my vote is to deny your parole because of strong law enforcement opposition, also the strong district attorney's opposition and victims' opposition. Thank you.
Ms. Pearlwise?
Sir, my vote is to deny as well. I think again, I want to commend you on the work that you're doing. However, I just cannot, in face of the victim opposition that's been expressed, your criminal history of violence and a need for long-term substance abuse treatment, my vote is to deny today.
Mr. Marabella?
Mr. Chairman, my vote is also to deny for the same reasons that my colleagues have voted for. I would strongly suggest that you get some more substance abuse treatment and get more knowledge about what your problem is and how do you solve it. You're going to need more support than what you have with your drug problems. I base that upon what you've said to me, the fact that AA wasn't suggested to you, that you continue your meetings. So I hope the next time you come before a board that you'll have done more than that and recognize what your problem is.
All right, Mr. Jones?
Mr. Jones?
Mr. Sherman, you have, I don't know how many times you said that you took full responsibility, no excuses. And every time you said that, you tried to say something that would make you less responsible or make excuses. No excuses for getting on drugs, but you had an accident, you got pain meds. And that's what caused you to be an addict. What caused you to be an addict is you were chasing the high. That's what caused you to be an addict. And then you were high on drugs, and that's why you shot Officer Lewis. And maybe you didn't say that exactly. That's sure what you meant. And it rang pretty hollow for me. Officer Lewis, I'm sorry I didn't get your rank. I'm sorry this happened to you. And as the old expression goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You're not gonna get out on parole. At least this time around.
Ever.
Given what you did last time. My vote is to deny.
All right, yeah, 4 votes to deny. I'm also going to vote to deny your parole based on law enforcement opposition, victim opposition, moderate target score. You need more programming. 5 votes to deny your parole's been denied. Thank you. And we will close out at 11:06.
That man's parole has been denied. All right, we're gonna do one more and we're getting out of here. Uno más. And we getting up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this session of parole board hearing reactions. We're gonna get to our last one for today, and then we are out of here. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's a good one. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. He definitely ain't suggest the book. He definitely did not suggest the book. Okay. If there's any, that's one thing we can be sure about. He ain't suggest the book. But all right, we on to our next one. Make sure you guys don't forget to check out the We the Wabbit store. We got all kinds of stuff in there, different stuff. If you want to support the page, one way to support the page, as well as donations, cash app, super chats, PayPal. Out of mercy. All right. Let's go. On to the next one. Let's see what this one is about.
Yes, sir.
Raymond Williams, DOC number 520684, second class offender, molestation of juvenile, battery of correctional facility.
Molestation of juvenile. Don't sound too good. That don't sound too good. Let me see.
employee, 15 years hard labor, 1 year hard labor, consecutive with any sentence. Parole eligibility date is 5/21/2012. Good time date is 7/18/2021. Full term date is 8/22/2021. Does that sound correct?
8/22/21, yes, sir.
Yes. Would you please answer Mr. Jones?
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning, Warden.
Hey, Mr. Jones, how you doing?
I'm good. We're going to start with you. What can you tell us about Mr. Williams?
Well, I've known Raymond Williams since, I guess, since he's been away 13 years now. He's done very well over the last several years. He's gotten his high set diploma. He's attended Wiley College here at the institution. He's been involved in lots of programming here. He obviously had some issues. 2011, 2012, he had that pretty significant incident here at Wade that resulted in the battery of a correctional officer charge. But, really since that time, he's had a couple of write-ups, but nothing of, his behavior is much improved, and he's focused on reentry. He's been really involved in a lot of programming, and Raymond's focus is on getting out and being successful. And, he's a different guy than he was 13 years ago when I first met him. He's come a long way. I got a lot of admiration for the progress he's made.
Good. Thank you, Warden. Mr. Williams, that might make you blush, those nice things about you. Huh?
No. Right. No.
Mr. Williams, that might make you blush, those nice things about you. Huh? Tell me, Mr. Williams, about the battery on the correctional officer. Tell me what happened.
At the time, it was a sex offense going on, and I kind of had a nervous breakdown, which correctional officers really don't know how to deal with it. And I did resist, as in not putting my hand behind the back. And during that time, a woman, she had got hurt, and I do take full responsibility for my actions. And I did, excuse me. She worked on the side where I was locked up at, and she talked to me, and I talked to her, and I apologized to her, and she accepted my apology. And since that time, I've been trying to do my best to come home to my family and to be more respectful to authority and to get my mind ready for society.
Well, it's as it happens, Mr. Williams, she does not object to your receiving parole today, which no doubt speaks to the exchange that you just told us about.
And also point out, Mr. Jones, that officer, she retired about 5 years ago. So she's actually retired and doesn't work here anymore, but she did complete her career up to retirement. She left here, I think, in 2015, somewhere around there.
Mr. Williams, you said that corrections is not prepared to deal with someone having a breakdown. What would you have had them do different?
If they would have talked me down, as in speaking to me, letting me know that it's all right, just put your hands behind your back. Doing that a few times, that would have calmed me down to where I would have been coherent to understanding the situation and complied.
But you think that they should have changed their behavior based on the inmate they were talking to rather than the situation, right?
I don't feel they should have changed their behavior. I just feel that if I was more spoken to, if I would have spoken to them, if they would have spoken to me a little bit sensitive, I would have been in compliance. I really would have. I have been through anger management, dealing with it. I know now.
Put your hands up, please, sir. Could you please not move? Please freeze. Please put your hands behind your back. Please. I don't think that's how the police operate. They usually be like, don't fucking move. Put your goddamn hands behind your back. I'm sorry. If I don't think that's how the police operate. If that's what you're looking for, get down. Yeah, I think that's how they train them. I think I think that's part of their training, man. I think that
In compliance. I really would have. I have been through anger management, dealing with it. I know now on things on what I need to do to calm myself down, control my anger, and to respect authority, period.
Okay. If you were released on parole, Mr. Williams, where would you live?
I have a place in Orleans Parish. It's Orleans Parish, Louisiana sex offender house. This will continue on with my sex offense program. It's housing specifically for people that are sex offender and has been locked up more than 10 years.
God damn, so they got specific housing for sex offenders with all the sex offenders can live together.
And they help you get on your feet and to be more productive in society. And it's ran by a lady called Miss Lisa Carey, and she's well connected with the parole officers, helping financial situations and so forth. She's well connected in that community, period. And respect.
Okay. What do you think you do for a living?
Well, I'm going to school for business management. I'm going to go back to school for culinary because I want to be a chef. That's
all
what I
right
want to
now,
be.
top chef.
Well, Raymond does have some health issues too, Mr. Jones, and he's got some problems with his hip amongst other things. So he probably would qualify for some form of disability, maybe not 100% disability. He's very capable. He's a very smart, intelligent guy. So, he might could get some work in an office type environment. Physical labor and things like that's probably because of the condition of his hip that he's seeing orthopedic about at LSU Shreveport. He's probably not capable at this point for physical labor, but he's very, very intelligent guy. He's doing well in the college programming. He did well on his high set test, and he's done well in all the programming that he's been in. So I think he may be employable, but just not in the physical labor field.
Okay, thank you. Well, tell me what's the matter with your hip, Mr. Williams?
I did a hip replacement. I have degenerative hip bone, and that's basically because of the drugs.
So they've replaced it?
No, sir. I have to get this replaced.
You need to have it.
He's been seeing an orthopedic guy, and he's for lack of a better term, he's docketed or scheduled for a surgery consult further down the road. But if he doesn't make parole, he will probably have that hip replacement prior to his release next year.
Okay. That's all the questions I have, Mr. Williams. Thank you.
Mr. Marabella?
Mr. Marabella?
Mr. Williams, are you on any kind of medication?
I take viral meds because I have HIV status.
Oh, wow.
I noticed in the sentencing minutes that the judge indicated that prior to your being paroled, he would request that you be approved by a psychologist. Has that been done?
For
Have you seen a psychologist?
Psychiatrist, you mean?
For
Psychologist, maybe.
degenerative syndrome.
Gender dysphoria.
Dysphoria.
Have you done that?
At this facility, it's not being done. I was going to do it once I went home, and I also have a approval for complete castration, which I will get that done.
I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared for that. Nigga. Wusa. Did y'all hear that? I've never heard nobody say that ever. I didn't even know that that's something that you can apply for. What does that mean? Why would you? Urinate. I'm so confused right now. I have so much questions because I can't, my mind can't understand it. And I need to understand how is this even possible? That there's a list for this? I didn't know about this. I thought my ears wasn't working properly.
And I also have a approval for complete castration, which I will get that done once I go home too.
All right. He's seen a lot of people. He saw our psychiatrist.
An approval for it. Why do they give approvals for that? I mean, what condition do the doctors recommend that for? For hip replacements? Not for hip replacements. For hip replacement? I don't know. Why they approve that type of stuff for? Quality of life? For sex offenders? Could that be a thing? No. No. That can't be real. Are you suggesting that it's possible that 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 they offer castration for male sex offenders? Nah, that sounds absurd. That sounds absurd. Are you suggesting that for real? I'm just completely lost on. I've never heard that before. It's available? Has anyone heard TP? Yeah. I mean T, yeah. Oh, this is a real thing? It's done really. Why would it sound absurd? Because it sounds like a punishment. To me, it sounds like a punishment. And I don't know, if they would just that sounds like an extreme punishment. You know what I mean? And if I heard correctly, he said complete castration, and I'm like, complete cast. What is there like a incomplete castration? Is there like a castration, like different levels of castration? I'm not familiar with castrations. So, I didn't even know that outside of dogs and stuff, I didn't know that people are allowed to be castrated. I didn't know. But what you guys are saying is that they offer castration to sex offenders, to male sex offenders. I just find that hard to believe. I just find that hard to believe. Um, Yvonne says, "Yep, I'm gonna have to look into this because I find that hard to believe, man, that they actually would even suggest it. I find it hard to believe that they would even suggest it. Back in the day, it could be court ordered. What? In some cases versus prison time? No. Y'all for real about this? I've never, ever, ever heard nothing like this. They even have chemical castration. What is a chemical castration? What like chemical castration like being sterile? I don't think that's like castration to me. To me, if to make a person sterile, I don't think that's castration. If they're still able to have sex. If they're still able to have sex, I don't man, listen. Yeah, I'm sorry. This completely threw me off. I've never heard this before.
Syndrome,
Gender dysphoria.
dysphoria.
Have you done that?
At this facility, it's not being done. I was gonna do it once I went home, and I also have a approval for complete castration, which I will get that done once I go home too.
All right. He's seen a lot of people. He saw our psychiatrist, Dr. Seal, and I believe he had the diagnosis of gender dysphoria while he was at a Balls Correctional Center. And then Dr. Seal, the psychiatrist at Wade, maybe had a slightly different opinion. He's not treating him with the hormonal regimen that a lot of the doctors are using, but he's just treating them through consults and therapeutic classes. But he has had that diagnosis, and he has seen our mental health department here regularly, as he did at the other institution prior to coming here, where he did receive the gender dysphoria diagnosis.
All right. Thank you. That's all the questions I have.
Mr. Jim Wise.
Yeah, I seen an article about them trying to pass the bill. I don't got no question. I mean, I don't got nothing to say for it. I'm gonna have to go, man.
I don't have any. I don't.
Go ahead. I can now. No. He doesn't have any questions. That sounds like Mr. Jim don't have any questions. Okay, Ms. Pearl, would you like to make a statement?
No, I don't have any questions either.
Damn.
Thank you.
All right. Would Ms. Williams like to make a statement?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
So is this where I can speak on behalf of my brother?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you for allowing me, and I'm sorry, I do have to read, but thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of my brother, Raymond Williams.
She about to
I
read.
want you to know that I am certain that he has been remorseful for the crime that he has that's led him, to prison, for the involvement of misconduct while in prison, and that he has been reformed and is ready for rehabilitation. Our mother and our family, all of us are asking and praying that you grant him to be released. And yeah, that's my statement.
All right. All right. Thank
If
you.
you have any questions for me, I'm willing to answer.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Williams, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir, I would.
Go ahead.
Since I've been at David Wade, in the beginning, it was bumpy. Since then, I have been in programs. I've taken Thinking for a Change. I've taken Living in Balance. I've taken Victim Awareness. I finished school. I'm in college. This is my third year. November of next year, I'll be graduating. I have a 4-year degree in business management. I've also had finished my sex offense classes. I did 12-step programs, NAA, Alcohol Anonymous. I plan on doing things better than what I was doing. I am not the same person I came in here as, and I will not leave the same person as I came in. I'm doing better than what I was doing. I have a better outlook on life than what I had. I'm ready for society.
All right. Thank you so much. Is the panel prepared to vote?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to
Hold on.
make a motion for executive session.
Got a motion for executive session?
Executive session.
I second.
Got a second? Roll call, please.
God damn.
Mr. Kelsey,
Yes.
Mr. Marabello,
Yes.
Ms. Pearl,
Yes.
Mr. Wise,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Be right back shortly.
Listen. Okay now. All right now. Now, executive session, that means they need to go. We need to go talk about this first before we vote. Hold on. Let's have a little meeting first before we vote on this. Let's do. And that's how you'd be like, yo, what's about to happen? What they about to do? What they about to? Did they make up their mind before? And now, after hearing it, they're like, yo, let's change. Hold on, I think I might change my mind. That's what I think happens. I think that the judges, because I've heard them say they review the case and stuff before they speak to the people. So I think a lot of them usually, I think the judges usually know what they're gonna vote ahead of time before they even speak to you, and then based on what you say, they'll do one of these. Based on what you say or how the interview went, they'll do one of the let's do a executive session because I think that's when somebody probably want to change their mind or change their vote. I think I think they already know what they're gonna vote before they even speak to you, and based on what you say, they might do one of these executive meeting things. Queen, what's up, Queen? That's what I think, and listen, I'm pretty convinced because hmm hmm. Leticia, yo, bruh. All right. All right, we're gonna have to vote, man. We're gonna have to vote. All right, we're gonna have to vote. I'll put the poll in the chat. Timer has started. Get y'all votes in. Will the judges grant parole in this case, man? This is one of the ones right here. This is the last case for today. After this, we out of here. This is our last one for today. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what y'all think. Let's see what y'all think. You conflicted, Mr. Fair Play? Me too. Me too. I want to say no, but I'm thinking they're going to say yes. I want to say no. I want to say no, but I think they're going to say yes. And, I don't know the details in this case, but seems like it has something to do with a minor. So, and then you agree with Leticia? He going home wienerless? Oh, man. Yvonne, you said no? You think, I mean, shit. I've learned with these things, you never know. You never know. Said castration may be a factor. I wonder. The rest of them ain't had no questions. Remember, they ain't had like a couple of the judges didn't have no questions. So it's like they basically already know what they're going to decide. But this executive decision is like, what y'all want to talk about? I mean, it's executive meeting, executive session, whatever the hell they call it. It's like, man, what's that about? That's where it be like, it gets you anxious. Like, what's this? What could this mean? Is this good? Is it bad? Yeah. See, they know that's a, oh, man. All right, all right, all right, all right. Time to end this poll. Time to end this poll. All right. The poll is ended. We got 18 votes. Will the judges grant parole in this case? 55% said no, and 44% said yes. Yeah. It looked like you guys are pretty much conflicted. Seems like most of y'all don't know which. It's like it's split. It's divided. We got a room divided, man. Well, they're back from executive session, and now they're about to make an executive decision. So, let's go.
All right, I believe we're back.
We're back.
Can everybody hear us?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
All right, is the panel prepared to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Mr. Williams, having reviewed your file, and based on your file, I was all set to deny your application today.
You see?
The biggest reason, maybe the only reason why I'm gonna go the other way is seated to your right. And before you ever think about committing another battery on a corrections officer, remember it's the warden who has helped you today.
Yes.
I will tell you, however, that that more investigation may need to be done about the Orleans Parish sex offender house. And you, I realize, are not in an ideal position to do that investigation. However, I would encourage you to work with the transition specialist there at David Wade and try to determine, because we can parole you and you're not going anywhere unless probation parole approves where you're going after investigating it. So my vote is to grant your parole.
Okay. That's one.
Which, as I said, will have to be approved, the location.
Yes, sir.
I want you to do NA or AA 3 times a week.
Yes, sir.
Until before, for now, of course, meetings have to be online, but there are hundreds available to you.
Okay.
After we're out in the open again, able to associate with one another, then I want you to go to the meetings in person. I'd like to see you do community service of some kind, 4 hours a month, and a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
All right, Ms. Wise, Pearl Wise.
Sir, Mr. Williams, in reading your file, I really had a hard time with your case. And I'll tell you what concerned me is that your victim, who was 14 at the time, is now a DOC inmate. That really does concern me.
So his victim was 14 at the time, and now they are an inmate in the Department of Corrections. Ain't that's interesting?
But in the view of what the warden said, that's what's really having the impact on me, how you have changed. You have demonstrated some change. And I want to encourage you to continue on that path. So my vote is to grant. You have completed sex offender treatment programs. Both of your victims are unopposed to your release. That speaks volumes for me. Your victims are unopposed. They don't mind you getting out early.
The victims don't mind him getting out early. Lord of mercy.
And I concur with the conditions that Mr. Jones has set forth. And I say to your families now that they need to begin to look for a place for you to live that's is in compliance with the sex offender laws. And all of those sex offender requirements are on, you can find that on the internet. You can look up Louisiana sex offenders and you'll find all the rules about where he can live and all that, because he's not going to go anywhere until he get approved residence plan. But again, Mr. Williams, you got a long road ahead. Although you've been granted, you got a long road ahead.
Yes,
Good
luck. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Marabella.
Mr. Williams, like Mr. Jones indicated, when I read your file, my inclination was likely to deny your parole. After listening to the warden and talking about what you've done and how well you've done, that has changed my mind. But I am very much concerned, as Mr. Jones and Ms. Wise has both pointed out, about where you're going to be living. So I'm willing to vote to grant your parole, subject to, of course, the approval by the department of where you're going to be living and what the program is going to be. And I believe it goes without saying, a condition would be that you follow all of the sex registration rules, etc.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Jim Wise.
It's crazy.
At this time, I'm gonna vote to deny. I went over this case back and forth here, and I understand, and Mr. Goodman knows I've always, whatever he said, but there's very, very strong opposition from the 2 sentencing judges, also 2 district attorneys, 2 sheriffs, and 2 chief of police. There's very strong opposition on this release. And today, and another thing, you need to be working on you a residence plan, a stable residence plan for when you get out because of some of your conditions. Today, my vote is to deny your parole.
All right, you have 3 votes to grant and 1 to deny. I'm also going to vote to deny your parole due to law enforcement opposition. And I just having a good, stable place to go is concerning to me. I don't think, where that plan is doable. But today you have 3 votes to grant and 2 to deny. Your parole's been denied. Thank you. And I think we'll be closing out at David Way. Thank you guys. 11:45 a.m. Y'all have a great day.
Oh,
Thank you.
My. Yo, I am flabbergasted. Wow. Wow. Yo, I did not see that coming. Yo. Oh my goodness. I'm over here like they all about to say the same thing. Shout out to Mr. Fairplay. I'm over here like they all about to say the same thing. Oh, because of the warden, we gonna decide. And it shows too that they really be deciding before they even speak to you. They really be they deciding to themselves whether or not they're gonna vote yes or no before they speak to you. And then when they speak to you, they'll be like, all right, I'll change my mind based on what you say. But they already make up their mind, man. They already make up their mind. And man, this one was different. That was a cliffhanger. Oh man. Did y'all expect that one? I didn't. I didn't at all. I didn't at all. But that was a great one to end it with. That was a great one to end it with because I did not see that coming. No, I really didn't. So once the first three gave it to him, and then man, once I heard the first guy say they granted it, I expect all the rest of them to do the same. But yeah, I think that was a good one. Put that last one in the premiere. Oh man, I'm gonna have to chop it up. That was a good one. That was a good one. Let me write it down to put that one in the premiere. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We about to get out of here. Look, uh, do check out the other channels. We got other channels. WCN2 is gonna have some content out there on it for you guys to check out. Wabbit University, that'll be good for people that want to learn some stuff about how to do some stuff. For Sunday services, you can check out Sis Wabbit with a View over there. Check out the Sunday services over there. We got a Crime Cam channel. We got to do some content over there, and we got other channels. Check out the whole Wabbit conglomerate. Well, we're about to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for coming. Thank you guys for the participation. Thank you for super chats, cash apps, any donations. Anybody who checked out the store. Appreciate you all. Appreciate all the voters and interactions. Um, another great live. I appreciate y'all. And we out of here. Thank you guys. And see you guys on the next live. Take care.